when I'm seated like this, mostly I will be punching on political issues. I wouldn't be going like business, I wouldn't be going like entertainment or any other area um, apart from politics, because before all these things come into place, we talk about sports, we talk about entertainment, business, or whatever. Before any of these things come into play, all will be engineered by political decisions. Without political decisions, some of these things cannot stand, and with political decisions, some of these things can be wiped off the surface of the economy, or better still, political decisions can influence some of these things to rise to the peak or to the level that is expected of them. So it is very, very pertinent to talk about politics, mostly when it comes to elections years like this, general elections where we will be electing our president, his excellency or her excellency. I don't know, whoever Ghanaians deem fit to be the president is a decision of a democratic system. So this we cannot say the person should be his excellency or her excellency. So whoever wins be the president. But it is very important for us to predetermine who fits to be the president before even going ahead to vote for the person that we will be voting for. So it is important to talk about all of them, to try analyzing certain their weaknesses, their strengths and weaknesses, so that Ghanaians can, based on that, make their value judgment and then make the right decisions out of, or they make the right choice out of the many candidates that are presented to Ghanaians. So today, I want us to look at the weaknesses of the the presidential candidates or the flag bearers that are presented so far to Ghanaians, and why there you take you make your own decision as to whether you're gonna vote for them or you're gonna vote against them, or whatever be the case. Or let's see the amount of hopes that we can entrust in these people, because sometimes we vote for the incompetent people, not knowing they are incompetent. We entrust all our hopes in them, and at the end of the day, we get disappointed and heartbroken, and that can lead to a lot of social vices, a lot of devastations, a lot of confusing here and there. People go like, "Oh, let's insult him, let's talk about this, let's do this, let's do that." Everything begin from now. After this 2024 elections, whether December or November, be rest assured that it's after 4 years that we can decide again. So making the wrong choice for 4 good years is very expensive, and I wouldn't sit down to wait for that to happen before I talk about the weaknesses of the presidential candidates that are presented to Ghana. So today, let's look at them from one after the other. One after the other, from random picking number one to random picking the last number, so that Ghanaians can use that to assess how they are going to make their choices in the coming elections. Let's pick number one. Dr. Mamudu Bawumia is the current vice president who matter a lot in the current government. He is the current vice president. Apart from being the vice president, he is also the head of the economic management team, or the head of the economic management committee. He is the head there, and he really matter a lot in this government because of his position. And not just that, a lot of hopes are entrusted in him, that he is the economic messiah. He is a renowned economist in West Africa and in Africa for that matter. So anywhere in the world, Bawumia is well known as an economist, not just a politician. So I don't know. That may be the basis under which Akufo-Addo chose him as his running mate, just because he is an economist and he may be able to contribute hugely to the economic development of this country. And you know, aside, and there is one thing I want us to take note of here: being an economist or an academia doesn't necessarily make you a leader. Unlike the way what Plato said that philosophers are supposed to be leaders, and leaders are supposed to go and learn philosophy, so that at the end of the day they'll become philosophers, and they'll be able to govern properly. But this man is anyway not a philosopher. He is just a true and poor economist. Being an academia doesn't really make him a leader. That is one thing Ghanaians do not understand. Sometimes we mistake winning elections for being a good leader and losing election for being a bad leader. That is one of the things that Ghanaians really got wrong from beginning or from the inception. And the same thing applies to being an academia and not necessarily being a good leader, and being a good leader and not necessarily being an academia. That is one of the things, or these are some two things that I think Ghanaians always get from the beginning very, very wrong. So Ghanaian politicians, the one who is able to speak so much English is the one they deem fit for the job, and they just vote for them without necessarily analyzing or scrutinizing to know whether that particular person can be able to do the job that, or can be able to handle the task that will be given to him or her. Now, let's talk about Mamudu Bawumia fast forward, whether he is fit for the job or not. Mamudu Bawumia is an academia, he's an economist. We are aware of that, and it is not a denying fact. We cannot deny that fact. But being a leader or leading Ghana is something I don't see in the picture, or I don't see that whenever I look into the picture. I don't see him championing the cause of this country to charter for the best government that, or the best Ghana that we are always anticipating. Mamudu Bawumia may be a good economist, but in executing his economic policies to change the country positively, it seems to always be failing. And we have seen just example of the past 7 years when he became vice president. We can see how the city suffered in the hands of the dollars. We can see how a lot of things happened. Inflation was in ascendancy. A lot. In fact, on the part of economists, everything failed. Everything turned upside down. And that is one of the things we can use to justify the fact that Bawumia is not fit for the mantle. And also, let's not forget that this man is also an inconsistent man. He said things that he really do the opposite, and he said things that he cannot really do. He says things that he said things during campaign, and after he win elections, it's as though he has forgotten what he said during campaign, or it's as though what he was saying was just a mere joke, as if he was just cracking a mere joke. And he has said so many things that he never executed. One district, one factory, one village, one dam, and so many other things that he mentioned that with him and Akufo-Addo, they'll be able to do for Ghanaians. Today, they are not even talking about it. It is never done. Nothing is in progress, and we are not seeing anything going forward. Going into the future. And there is no future for this particular administration because we are almost at the end of it. And when exactly can we say some of these things can be done again? So Bawumia is an inconsistent man who say things that he cannot do, or things that he knows that he is not going to even touch. So this type of person with this palpable lies, we cannot entrust our hopes in him, thinking that he'll be able to do exactly what we hope to see done. And he, I just pick him randomly as number one. I will conclude that with all the qualities that we can see in him, he doesn't fit for the job at this particular time. And he's one of the persons or the aspirants that have never mentioned the main problem that I emphasized the other time in my other videos. The main problem of Ghana is one of education, and nothing of districts, nothing. Nothing of dams, nothing of factories or whatever. The problem of Ghana is education. That is the main problem, and he has never mentioned it. That is the problem I have with him. Executing his policies is one of the challenge that, or is one of his weak points. So Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia doesn't fit for the job at this critical time when Ghana is struggling to even survive. Not to develop, but to survive. Ghana is at the verge of collapsing. Our youth are traveling outside the country. A lot are happening. Our city keep depreciating, and a whole lot of challenges. So I think this man doesn't really fit for the job. That is Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. I don't see him fit for the job. That is my opinion. Very, very subjective. You can bring your opinion under the comment section. Let us talk about this. Number 2, John Dramani Mahama. You see, John Dramani Mahama is a very good leader. He is a very good leader in the sense that some of the things that he himself says are very sensible. He says certain things that are very sensible, but he was talking about this free SHS as something that has been something that should be done progressively. The progressively, I don't have problem with that. That should have been the best way of executing free SHS. And you see that these people have done it once and they are failing, almost failing. The quantity is there, but the quality is lacking. And he is talking about progressive implementation of free SHS, and that is correct. He deserves applause for that. I give him applause for what he said about free SHS. But you see, this man is a good leader in himself. Himself as a person, he's a good leader. But the men that surround him, or the men around him, are the people that are making him, very, very inconsistent. This man will say things that are very, very good, but when it comes to executing, the men around him spoil things, or they make things go the other way around. You see, John Dramani Mahama with the NDC cannot lead Ghana to the success land, especially at this critical era that we find ourselves. John Dramani Mahama's weak point, one of the major weak points of him, is that he is a too much listening leader. He is a good leader, but he listens to his people too much. Like the people around him, NDC, not Ghanaians. He doesn't listen to Ghanaians. He listens to NDC too much. And these people, mostly, some of the things that they will ask you to do are just for their parochial interests and nothing more than that, nothing less than that. So when you over-listen to them, you end up listening to just a section or a small group of people in the expense of the entire Ghanaian populace. So John Dramani Mahama is over-listening to the NDC people rather than listening to Ghanaians. Meanwhile, in terms of flag bearership or flag bearer elections, they vote you in. But in terms of the main job as the president of the Republic of Ghana, it is Ghanaians who vote you into power. So the needs of Ghanaians must always be paramount before any other person's parochial interest needs or parochial interest. You see, he listens to the NDC as much. He listens to NDC and do what they expect of him rather than listening to Ghanaians. So his over-listening to NDC makes him a weak leader, make him an inconsistent leader. He says things that he himself determined to be good, but NDC will change his mind in a twinkle of an eye to make him come out and say things that are almost directly opposite to what he himself will come and say. 2015, when he was doing his 2016 campaign, he talked about free SHS being the main campaign message of the NPP, as being something that should have been done in a progressive manner. But these people did it when they came to when they came to power in 2017, and he came back in 2020 and was telling Ghanaians that at that time, around 2016, 2017, when they implemented it, he told them they are going to fail because the free SHS is not supposed to be established at once or to be implemented at once. It is supposed to be implemented progressively. But in 2020, he came back to tell Ghanaians that SHS, he is going to extend free SHS to private schools and even to technical universities. And this is much more expensive than what we are experiencing today. So if they've implemented it today and it is limited to government schools, yet they are unable to handle it, and you are coming to maintain what they did and increase it to somewhere else, I think you are just beating about the bush, or you are just confusing Ghanaians and confusing yourself. Nothing will be worse than what we are seeing. Nothing will be worse than that. That will be the worst experience Ghanaians would have ever encountered than what we are even seeing today. Today we are crying so much due to free SHS because free SHS is spending a lot of money. The government is spending a lot of money on free SHS, and that is what is costing Ghana government so much money in the expense of other things. And you are coming to increase it to something else or somewhere else. It means that you don't even know what you are saying. That is an inconsistent leader, and John Dramani Mahama with the NDC doesn't deserve to lead this country in 2025. But let me talk about the new force first. The new force is led by Nana Kwame Bediako or Freedom Jacob Caesar. His names are too much, Cheddar or whatever he called himself. That guy is a coach. He's not a leader. That's one thing Ghanaians should take note of. And I want you to take this very seriously. That guy can easily win elections. Winning elections doesn't mean that he can move this country to the success land. That is the difference I want Ghanaians to establish and take good note of from now going forward. You see, Freedom Jacob Caesar is a coach. Any of the policies that he brings out are always very intelligent, very, very smart policies that I think can change Ghana if well executed. But that guy lacks the qualities of a leader, of a good leader, or qualities of a leader. He is not at all a leader. He's not having any iota of leadership or leadership qualities in him. That guy is a perfect coach. He's not a leader. He's very, very just watch. I don't want to talk much about him for it to look as though I'm against his political agenda. Just go out there, watch his interviews, and look at the personality, whether the personality there deserve to lead this country, or can. It's not deserve. Can he lead this country? I don't even see him lead. He can't do about a quarter of what Akufo-Addo has done when we still criticize him of having mismanaged the economy. He cannot do a quarter of it. That guy is not a leader. That's one thing I want Ghanaians to take note of. And he sounds like a criminal. He sounds like a criminal in the sense that when he goes for interview and they begin to question him about how he made his money. You see, when they question about how you made your money, it's not an interrogation. And he was trying to make it sound so personal that they are trying to interrogate him as if he's a criminal. It's not criminal that someone would try to interrogate you about how you made your money. How you made your money can inspire somebody out there to work towards that same direction and perhaps could make it one day. So whenever he go for interview and they ask him how he made his first $1 million by selling scraps, what he always say is that he always get emotional and says, this is not what he is here to discuss. You are here to contest for the highest office of this country, presidency, and we are trying to know you from left to right. You were not a resident of Ghana. you let all your life abroad, and we want to know you as you have come into the country to contest for the highest office, to be the best gentleman or the smartest gentleman of this land. So we need to know you before we can entrust that power in you. But you do as if a certain pertinent or essential information, you want to hide it from Ghanaians, and that make you a very very inconsistent. That makes you sound like a criminal, and you don't deserve in any way to be the leader of this country. A country that is already rotten, and we want someone to help us revamp it. You are here with a very ambiguous ambition, and you want us to entrust all our hopes in you with this character, with this behavior. No, I don't think Cheddar have anything to offer Ghana. So Ghanaians should take keen note of that guy. That guy is not even a second or third choice for Ghana. We cannot consider this guy being even a minister. Even a minister, his ministries were rot down, and that's him, and that's me talking. I really mean it. I am not here to to create or to cook some lies or to try misleading people or defaming somebody. I'm not in for that. I don't have any interest in Ghanaian politics. And that's me. That's just me being real. I want to be real with you. Ghanaians, take good note of that guy. That guy have nothing to offer the the Ghanaian people. That guy have nothing to offer the Ghanaian people. Number four, GUM. You see, GUM is more like a sectional party, even though they are the third most dominant party in Ghana. GUM is a sectional party. They are more like based in the south and have nothing to do with the north, or they are more like very comfortable with some small sections of Ghana and not having a national agenda. So if by mistake GUM is able to win national elections, I wonder, or I doubt it, if they will have that national ambition of trying to transform the whole country. I think they will be working on sectional basis rather than trying to develop the whole country as a whole, the entire country as a whole. You see, GUM campaign has always been based in sections like Accra, Takoradi, Kumasi, like places like that. They are just based in the cities and not at the grassroots. So they need to start penetrating into the grassroots before we can try to to entrust our hopes in them. That is GUM for you and I, led by GUM really have nothing much to offer Ghanaians if we are to do thorough observation of the party. The party really have got nothing much to offer Ghanaians. To now, CPP has never been the CPP we knew before. It's more like the CPP people are so reserved, like they are so they are so conservative people who are comfortable with being on opposition. They are not bothered fighting to win elections. They are not bothered fighting to bring any positive change to this country. They are so comfortable with their position right now as opposition party, or party always on opposition. Very very comfortable. If not, from 1992 up to now, if CPP was really serious, since then up to now, CPP was supposed to fight to penetrate into at least winning just a term of office, but they are not bothered. It's more like they are also on sectional basis, just like the way GUM has been. Almost they are more on sectional basis than trying to win a national agenda or trying to be on the national picture. They are not there. I'm not seeing them in that extent. So GUM is not a party. CPP is not a party that Ghanaians should consider as a choice when it comes to the 2024 elections or general elections. CPP is not a choice for Ghana because these people are more like sectional based party, and they really have nothing clear to offer Ghanaians. Their message, I don't even see any clear cut message that they have for Ghanaians that can change the country. Putting all these parties and other minor opposition parties together, I think we don't really have a clear party that can lead this country to anywhere, because none of them is talking about the main problem, and the main problem of Ghana is one of education. Look at the way Ghanaians are left, especially the youth, are left devastated, very confused and desperate. Ghanaians try still today as I talk, we have planes and everything around. Ghanaians still walk through the desert to Libya, into Europe and all of that. Ghanaians who travel to these Arab countries face a lot of challenges. You see, people are traveling outside the country each day in and day out, each midnight and midday. Go to Kotoka International Airport and you will see with your own eyes. Go to Tamale and you will see with your own eyes. This is what we are talking about. Like, we need someone who can create a system that will enable these people stay back home and work to develop Ghana. We can build Ghana together, not the situation where people are flying abroad, even with or without hopes that there could be something down there. But the thing is, they are so desperate, they are left hopeless they are left hopeless to think that even if they travel out there and anything happens to them, or even if they don't get anything from there, it's better than staying in their own homeland, and nothing is offered them. That is the challenge that we are facing in Ghana today, and we really need someone who can work on our educational system to enable these people, create a space that will enable the Ghanaian youth, including myself, build our capacities in the comfort of our home country. This is what we are looking for. We are not looking for someone. I want you to know that none of the presidential candidates presented to us so far and the parties contesting so far have something to offer. None of them have something to offer. So you should take note of this and make your decisions wisely, so that when you are voting, you don't vote with all your hopes that, oh, I'm voting for this person, I'm voting for that person, so I'm hoping that things will get better. So you don't relax on doing your best for your own self. Ghanaian leaders that are the presidential candidates that are presented to us have nothing to offer, and I'm sure that by mistake one of them is definitely going to win elections, and we are going to face better mess than this with the candidates presented to us so far. There is no hope in them. So do your analysis from here, then you can choose whoever you want to vote for. But I just want you to know, none of them have anything to offer Ghanaians. Thank you so much for joining us. Smash the like button, and then subscribe if you are new, and turn on the notification bell so that any new video I drop, you'll be the first person to be notified.
You are welcome to Kimbo Royal Treat, the best hotel in Winneba. We are here to provide good services and quality facilities to make you comfortable. Your happiness is our priority. We treat you like a king or queen. Kimbo Royal Treat, we have a large and conducive environment. We have an event center that can host all your events, your wedding, your birthday, your outdooring, any event you want to host with Kimbo Royal Treat, you are most welcome. We have children's play park where you can bring your kids anytime, any day, especially during weekends, so that they can have fun and enjoy themselves. We have a swimming pool that is conducive and hygienic. Come and enjoy yourself in this swimming pool. We have coaches who will coach you throughout the process. Your safety is highly assured. We have rooms available, very conducive inside. You can pass your night anytime you get to Winneba with Kimbo Royal Treats. Very conducive environments. Everything is inside the rooms at very cool, affordable prices. We also have a clinic that we treat people even beyond our customers. In fact, very cool prices for our services, and quality is highly assured. Kimbo Royal Treat is having that friendly and quality, good, conducive environment. We also have a gym center that you can work out your body at any time with Kimbo Royal Treat. You can locate Kimbo Royal Treat in Winneba, Central Region of Ghana. We are located close to the Winneba Junction. From Winneba Junction to Winneba Station is by the roadside, direct opposite Guel Filling Station. You may reach us on this number 053 1252 956.